The voice of a much-loved animated Disney character is dead at the age of 35.
Known as the terrifying Samara from The Ring and the voice of Lilo in Lilo and Stitch, she passed away on June 16, 2026. The Los Angeles County Medical Examiner later confirmed that her cause of death was AIDS, with chronic polysubstance use listed as a significant contributing condition. We begin in February of 1985, with Matt Monro, the beloved British pop singer whose velvet voice defined a generation of romantic ballads. He lost his battle with liver cancer on the 7th at just 54. Only 5 days later, the world of television mourned Nicholas Colasanto, the American actor immortalized as Coach on Cheers, who suffered a fatal heart attack on February 12 at 61. Then in March, the legendary British stage and screen actor Michael Redgrave, patriarch of one of theater's greatest acting dynasties, passed away from Parkinson's disease on the 21st at 77. Just weeks later, Edmund O'Brien, the Oscar-winning American character actor, died from Alzheimer's disease on May 9th at 69. Right behind him, Selma Diamond, the sharp-tongued American actress and comedian known to millions from Night Court, lost her battle with lung cancer on May 13th at 64. On May 22nd, animation lost a giant when Wolfgang Reitherman, the German-American Disney director behind The Jungle Book and Robin Hood, died in a car accident at 75. Silent cinema said its final farewell in August, when Louise Brooks, the mesmerizing American silent-era actress and cultural icon, suffered a fatal heart attack on the 8th at 78. Weeks later, Ruth Gordon, the Oscar-winning American actress beloved for Harold and Maude, died from a stroke on August 28 at 88. In September, the graceful French actress Simone Signoret, the first French performer ever to win an Academy Award, succumbed to pancreatic cancer on the 30th at 64. And then came the loss that shook the entire world. On October 2nd, Rock Hudson, the towering American leading man of Hollywood's golden age, died from AIDS-related complications at 59, becoming the first major celebrity to publicly acknowledge the disease and forever changing the global conversation around it. Just 4 days later, Nelson Riddle, the brilliant American composer and arranger behind Sinatra's greatest recordings, died from cardiac and kidney failure on October 6th at 64. Then on October 10th, cinema lost two titans in a single day. Orson Welles, the visionary American director behind Citizen Kane, suffered a fatal heart attack at 70. Hours later, Yul Brynner, the magnetic Russian-American star of The King and I, died from lung cancer at 65. 2 days after that, Ricky Wilson, the founding guitarist of the B-52s, quietly passed from AIDS-related illness on October 12th at only 32. On November 1st, Phil Silvers, the beloved American comedian and star of Bilko, died from natural causes at 74. Later that month, Big Joe Turner, the thundering American blues singer known as the Boss of the Blues, passed from kidney failure on the 24th at 74. December brought the loss of Anne Baxter, the Oscar-winning American actress from All About Eve, who died from a stroke on the 12th at 62, and the year ended in tragedy. Dee Boone, the young American voice of the Minutemen, died in a car accident on December 22nd at only 27. And on New Year's Eve, Sam Spiegel, the legendary American producer behind Lawrence of Arabia, suffered a fatal heart attack at 84, while that very same day Ricky Nelson, the beloved American singer and teen idol, perished in a plane crash at just 45. The new year offered no reprieve. Christopher Isherwood, the celebrated British-American writer behind Cabaret, passed from prostate cancer on January 4th at 81. 10 days later, Donna Reed, the timeless American actress of It's a Wonderful Life, lost her battle with pancreatic cancer at 64. Then L. Ron Hubbard, the polarizing American writer and founder of Scientology, died from a stroke on January 24th at 74. In February, Frank Herbert, the American science fiction giant behind Dune, was taken by pancreatic cancer on the 11th at 65. March brought the loss of Ray Milland, the Oscar-winning Welsh actor of The Lost Weekend, to lung cancer on the 10th at 79. Only a day later, the great American blues musician Sonny Terry passed from natural causes at 74. Then, on March 30th, James Cagney, one of the most electrifying American actors ever to grace the screen, suffered a fatal heart attack at 86. In April, Otto Preminger, the Austrian-American director of Anatomy of a Murder, died from Alzheimer's and lung cancer on the 23rd at 80, followed just 3 days later by Broderick Crawford, the Oscar-winning American actor of All the King's Men, who passed from a stroke at 74. May brought the loss of the Austrian actress Elisabeth Bergner, taken by cancer on the 12th at 88. In June, jazz mourned Benny Goodman, the American king of swing, who suffered a fatal heart attack on the 13th at 77. The next day, Alan J. Lerner, the American lyricist behind My Fair Lady, lost his fight with lung cancer at 67. Days later, Kate Smith, the towering American singer of God Bless America, died from respiratory failure on June 17th at 79. In July, Rudy Vallee, the pioneering American crooner and actor, passed from throat cancer on the 3rd at 84, followed by the acclaimed American director Vincente Minnelli, taken by pneumonia complications on the 25th at 83. In August, Ted Knight, the beloved American actor of The Mary Tyler Moore Show, died from colon cancer on the 26th at 62. Then came a devastating loss in the music world. Cliff Burton, the young bassist of Metallica, was killed in a tour bus accident on September 27th at only 24. November brought the loss of Scatman Crothers, the warm American actor and musician, to lung cancer on the 22nd at 76. And on November 29th, Hollywood said goodbye to one of its brightest stars ever, Cary Grant, the impossibly elegant British-American leading man, who suffered a fatal stroke at 82. The losses continued into 1987. Liberace, the flamboyant American pianist and entertainer, died from AIDS-related pneumonia on February 4th at 67. Just weeks later, Andy Warhol, the American artist who redefined modern culture, passed from cardiac arrhythmia on February 22nd at 58. March brought the loss of Randolph Scott, the classic American Western star, to heart and lung ailments on the 2nd at 89, followed a day later by Danny Kaye, the beloved American comedian and actor, taken by heart failure and hepatitis at 76. Robert Preston, the American star of The Music Man, was lost to lung cancer on March 21st at 68. Then jazz mourned Buddy Rich, the legendary American drummer, who died from a brain tumor on April 2nd at 69. May brought a heartbreaking farewell to Rita Hayworth, the eternal American screen goddess, taken by Alzheimer's on the 14th at 68. Days later, the American playwright and actor Charles Ludlam was lost to AIDS-related illness on May 28th at only 44. June opened with the passing of American bandleader Sammy Kaye from cancer on the 2nd at 77, and the following day, the incomparable Spanish classical guitarist Andrés Segovia suffered a fatal heart attack at 94. Geraldine Page, the Oscar-winning American actress, died from a heart attack on June 13th at 62. And then on June 22nd, the world stopped to grieve Fred Astaire, the American dancer whose grace defined an art form, taken by pneumonia at 88. 2 days later, Jackie Gleason, the towering American comedian and star of The Honeymooners, passed from colon and liver cancer at 71. On July 2nd, the American choreographer Michael Bennett, creator of A Chorus Line, was lost to AIDS at 44. August brought the loss of Polish-American silent star Pola Negri to pneumonia on the 1st at 90, followed by legendary American director John Huston, taken by emphysema on August 28th at 81. Reggae mourned Peter Tosh, the Jamaican pioneer, murdered by gunmen on September 11th at only 42. The same day, television lost Lorne Greene, the Canadian-American patriarch of Bonanza, to pneumonia and heart failure at 72. Director Mervyn LeRoy passed on the 13th from Alzheimer's at 86, and on September 23rd, Bob Fosse, the American director and choreographer who reinvented the movie musical, suffered a fatal heart attack at 60. Days later, the Welsh actor and playwright Emlyn Williams died from natural causes at 81. October took British actress Madeleine Carroll on the 2nd from pancreatic cancer at 81, and bandleader Woody Herman on the 29th from heart failure at 74. Then December brought the loss of James Baldwin, the towering American writer whose words changed a nation, to stomach cancer on the 1st at 63. The Armenian-American director Ruben Mamoulian followed on the 4th from natural causes at 90, and the virtuoso Russian-American violinist Yasha Heifetz passed on the 10th at 86. 1988 opened with the loss of British actor Trevor Howard to bronchitis on January 7th at 74, followed by silent-era star Colleen Moore, taken by cancer on the 25th at 88. In February, Austrian-American composer Frederick Loewe suffered a fatal heart attack on the 14th at 86. March took the unforgettable American performer Divine, born Harris Milstead, from an enlarged heart on the 7th at only 42. And just days later, the young British-Australian singer Andy Gibb was lost to myocarditis on March 10th at 30. In April, singer Dave Prater of Sam and Dave died in a car accident on the 9th at 50, followed by the beloved British comedian Kenneth Williams from an accidental drug overdose on the 15th at 62. Jazz mourned the American musician Chet Baker, who fell from a hotel window in Amsterdam on May 13th at 58. In July, the haunting German singer and model Nico died from a brain hemorrhage after a fall on the 18th at 49. And then came one of the most heartbreaking losses of the era. Judith Barcy, the 10-year-old American child actress, was murdered by her own father on July 25th, a tragedy that stunned Hollywood to its core. August brought the loss of British actor Alan Napier, television's original Alfred to Batman, to pneumonia on the 8th at 85, followed by American actress Anne Ramsey of Throw Mama from the Train, taken by cancer on the 11th at 59. The British choreographer Frederick Ashton suffered a fatal heart attack on August 18th at 83. September took British actor Roy Kinnear in a riding accident on the 20th at 54, and days later, Charles Addams, the American cartoonist behind the Addams Family, suffered a fatal heart attack on the 29th at 76. October brought the loss of British-American actor and producer John Houseman to spinal cancer on the 31st at 86. November took John Carradine, the towering American actor of 1,000 roles, on the 27th from multiple organ failure at 82. And in December, music was shattered by the sudden passing of Roy Orbison, the American singer of Only the Lonely, to a heart attack on the 6th at just 52. The year closed with the loss of American director Hal Ashby to pancreatic cancer on December 27th at 59. 1989 brought its own tide of farewells. Canadian-British actress Beatrice Lillie passed from natural causes on January 20th at 94, and just 3 days later, the world lost Salvador Dalí, the surrealist Spanish artist and filmmaker whose vision reshaped modern culture, to heart failure at 84. February took the American independent film pioneer John Cassavetes to cirrhosis on the 3rd at 59. March brought the passing of Robert Mapplethorpe, the groundbreaking American photographer, from AIDS-related illness on the 9th at 42. And then, on April 26th, the world grieved a queen. Lucille Ball, the incomparable American actress and comedian who taught generations to laugh, passed from a ruptured aorta at 77. Just 4 days later, the great Italian director Sergio Leone, master of the Western epic, suffered a fatal heart attack on April 30th at 60. In May, comedy lost the radiant Gilda Radner, the American Saturday Night Live legend, to ovarian cancer on the 20th at just 42. July was merciless. Jim Backus, the beloved American voice of Mr. Magoo and star of Gilligan's Island, passed from Parkinson's complications on the 3rd at 76. Days later, Mel Blanc, the American man of 1,000 voices behind Bugs Bunny and Daffy Duck, died from heart disease on July 10th at 81. Just 1 day after that, the world bowed to the loss of Laurence Olivier, arguably the greatest British actor of the 20th century, taken by kidney failure at 82. On July 16th, the towering Austrian conductor Herbert von Karajan suffered a fatal heart failure at 81. 2 days later, in one of Hollywood's most horrifying tragedies, young American actress Rebecca Schaeffer was shot and killed by an obsessed stalker on July 18th, at only 21, a loss that changed anti-stalking laws forever. August took American actress Amanda Blake of Gunsmoke to AIDS-related illness on the 16th at 60, and then on October 6th, Hollywood said goodbye to an empress. Bette Davis, the fierce, incomparable American actress of Jezebel and All About Eve, lost her long battle with breast cancer at 81. British actor Anthony Quayle followed on October 20th from cancer at 76. And finally, we close with Silvana Mangano, the strikingly beautiful Italian actress of Bitter Rice, who was taken by lung cancer on December 16th at 59.